What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another video. I want to talk briefly about the M20 motor. So if you have a BMW M20, you're going to like this video, so stick around. So if you know anything about me, I have a BMW M20 320i 2016, and I absolutely love this car. And as I said many times before in other videos, I primarily got this car because it was a daily. You know, I wanted to get rid of my tin can car and look professional and just kind of move up a little bit more in the adult world and get myself a German car. So I chose the BMW. Now I chose the M20 motor because it was economical and I wasn't going for horsepower. If not, then I probably would have gotten like an M car or maybe a 340i, but I chose a 320i because I thought it was the best bang for my buck. It came with some really cool perks like the M Sport package, steering wheel, the suspension, a few other little things here and there, but I love the way it looked in comparison to the equivalent 328i. When I went to go buy the car, there was two cars available, the 328 and a 320. I mean, obviously other ones, but those are the two that I was looking into. And the 328 model in comparison to my 320i, it had a few missing things that was a deal breaker for me. And after doing some research, I learned that the 328 and the 320i have the same engine. And I know there's a lot of debate out there that maybe the pistons are forged and other things, and that's why the 328 is superior over the 320. But guys, it's the M20 motor. It's no difference. Within the 320 and the 328i are practically the same thing, guys. And the only thing that's different is only the map. The way it's tuned is the difference within the 328 and the 320i. And just to bring some clarity, I'm gonna call BMW right now and get their take on the difference between a 320i and a 328. So let's go.
Thank you for calling BMW. Please press 1 for service, 2 for new car sales, 3 for pre-owned car sales, 4 for internet, 5 for lease.
We'll do 3 for pre-owned car sales.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Thanks for calling BMW. How can I help you?
My name is Brian Alvarez, man, and you know, I kind of just want to do a little bit of recon over here because I'm looking into the various cars and my eye is going into the 320 BMW because, you know, it's affordable, it's a base model. But I guess, and maybe in a nutshell, maybe you can answer this. You may know more about this than I do, but can you tell me more or less the difference between a 328 and a 320? I mean, I know the motor is kind of the same thing, right?
Well, yeah, same motor, but more a dramatic horsepower difference. Just like the new 320s versus new 330s. And I have this right here on my phone real quick. Let me pull that up and I'll tell you the exact difference.
Yeah.
And, and I'm going to use 2018 because that's what I have in stock right now.
Okay, perfect. Now, we mean by horsepower, I mean, we're talking about the same motor, all right?
Same motor, but once again, you can have a 2.0 be tuned difference. So on let's go 2018.
Now,
2018.
And sorry, and forgive me, but when you mean by tuned, do you mean that the factory tuned the computer differently?
Oh, yes,
I mean,
totally. I mean, I'm going to speak real quick. Here's a 330i 2018. Okay, it's 248 horsepower with a 2-liter twin powder turbo.
Okay.
248 horsepower. Now let's go back and look at that same year, 2018 320. Once again, it's a 2-liter twin power turbo, 180 horsepower.
Right.
It's night and day difference.
Right.
Same engine, tuned differently.
Now, okay, hold on. Now, what you mean by tuned? You mean BMW just programmed the computer differently? Is this something I could add on?
I don't think so. I'm not into the mechanical parts. I just know they're both 2 liters. and they're both twin power turbos.
Got it.
On the 320, it's 180 horsepower versus, I think I said 248.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, this helps a lot, man. I'm doing a lot of research and I want to make the right decision here. And I think my thing is, you know, I love the 320i, but if it's something that I could probably add like a tune or a harness to get to the 328i level, I mean, is that possible? Is it?
I haven't heard anybody doing that, even thinking about tuning that engine to make it more powerful without doing damage. I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think the price difference would merit that. Or is this your cell phone number here, the 562?
It is, man, but yeah, it is. Yeah, go ahead and shoot me a text if you like.
I'll shoot you a text, yeah.
Okay, sounds like a plan, man. Thank you so much for your help, man.
Not a problem, Brian. You have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Let's do one more phone call. I feel like that's something I should do.
Thank you for calling BMW. This call may be recorded. To better assist you, please choose from the following options. Thank you for calling BMW. How can I assist you?
Quick question for you. My name is Brian, and I'm looking into two models here, and I need you to help me to make a consensus and kind of learn more about them and see really what is the big difference. 320i, 328.
What year is each car?
I don't know, maybe a 2016. I mean, I'm looking into pre-owned.
Essentially, they're both going to have the 4-cylinder engine. 328 will have slightly more horsepower than the 320. 320 also, as far as when it comes down to features and how it's packaged, it's going to keep everything very standard, very basic. The best way I can describe it, I've driven both. I feel the 328 definitely does have a little bit more horsepower and definitely has a little bit more pickup. In the 320, when you're driving it, especially in the sport mode, then you can kind of feel, it feels much more how a 328 would feel. But also, I mean, as far as like fuel efficiency is concerned, they're still going to be quite close to each other in comparison.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that helps. Well, thank you so much. You know, I'm just learning about them, doing some research and stuff, and those are the two cars I'm looking into. But thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. For the most part, the consensus here is people are saying that it's tuned differently from the factory. And you know, nowadays you can buy a tune like BM3, and I have a lot of videos on that. And it could probably take your 320i to a 328 level without causing any damage, because guess what? It's the same motor. Now, what I've discovered online through a few forums and just talking to people and some really great articles is that there may be a difference within the turbocharger and the camshaft. Now, if those two things are different, then that makes a lot of sense why there's a big difference in power. Now, if you add a different camshaft, I mean, that's more power. That's something that can easily throw in more horsepower to the car. Obviously, a bigger turbocharger would definitely crank up the horsepower. So those are the two theories that people have in contrast between the 320 and the 328. But those are theories. You literally have to have someone get both engines, break them apart, see really what the differences is to determine, oh yeah, the 328i has a definite bigger turbo than a 328. Same thing with the camshaft. You gotta break them both apart and see what it is. Or the easiest answer, the 328i comes tuned differently. So there it is, guys. That's my take on that difference between 320 and a 328i. I still recommend the 320. You know, it's a great starter car, and I got that car because I just love the fact that I'm paying dirt cheap for a BMW, and it's a great economical car. It's daily. I'm taking it all over the place. I'm saving an amount of gas. And a 328i, I'm sure it's still economical, but not to the level that I needed. That was just the the sales rep that I just called. That's funny. Now I'm in his system. Anywho, yeah, guys, I hope that this brought you any value. I mean, I've been answering questions back and forth, the differences and what do you recommend. And there's a lot of you that are looking into a 320i and 20 motor, because guess what? It's affordable and it's a BMW. All right, bro. Okay, enough with the text messages going on silent. So yeah, guys, so I hope that this can bring you some, you know, value in any way. I absolutely love my N20 motor, and I know that if you follow my channel, you've seen that I broke it. I mean, not really. I think what I've diagnosed thus far is that there's some sort of malfunction on my cylinder. It could be compression, it could be a bad injector. I'm not sure what it is, but there's no fuel going into that cylinder. And because of that, I am getting a very rough idle on the car. I did change the spark plugs, which made a big difference, guys. So again, I can't stress it enough. If you're running a tune, change out those spark plugs like on time. You know, make sure that it's between 6 to 10,000 miles. I'm telling you right now, if you're running a tune, it's causing more fuel to be pushed through the car. The ignition timing is different. Everything is different when you tune the car. I mean, you're really messing with the ECU here. And we're not really sure of exactly how that tune correlates with adding more power. It could be fuel, air, timing, it could be all sorts of things. But the one thing you want to make sure is that you're keeping the car healthy. Sparks, make sure they're up to date. Coil packs, make sure they're not messed up. And airflow, do you have proper airflow? Is your MAF sensor cleaned? Is your air intake cleaned? I mean, guys, all those components really make a difference in your car's health. And if you do what I did, and if you're running on a bad spark for 15,000 miles on a tune and going wide open throttle, you're gonna run into the same situation that I'm dealing with. So I still have no update. My car is at the shop right now, which is getting a few things repaired and fixed. And I'm excited for what's gonna happen because my car is gonna get repaired, it's gonna get fixed, and I'm excited to throw more content your way. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have a question, throw a comment, and I will catch you next week. I'll see you.